Welcome to Do You Wish to Continue, or DYWTC. This is the first time, I guess the first episode, so I don't have a whole lot of structure, but we'll figure it out as we go along. I guess introductions are in order. You can call me Cassfile or Cass. No, not that one. I'm one of those kind of looping, self-deprecating, self-destructive types, but also a big, stupid moron nerd, so see what I mean. Anyway, this is about the end of my written intro stuff, so I'll just go ahead and start the topics, I guess. Some of it will be news, some of it will be personal stuff, some of it will be gaming, and hopefully in the future some things like topics that you guys submit. So without further ado, the Queen died, right? I have kind of neutral feelings about that. I don't care one way or another. I did see some memes about, I think, how the song "The Wicked Witch is Dead" was, I guess, searched quite a bit in Scotland or Ireland or somewhere around there. So I guess they were having a time, but I don't know. I didn't really have anything against her or for her. Just kind of like, oh, cool, it's another monarch that had no real power at that point. I mean, she had power, but it was more social rather than, the classic, monarchy kind of like everyone has to listen to her kind of thing. Granted, she had some sway here and there. Let's see. The next topic was politics, but no one likes talking politics. It's exhausting, especially as a millennial. Ugh. I'm at that age where it's just like, yep, I need to care. And it's like, well, I'm kind of in that area of, well, there's not a whole lot I can do other than just vote. Granted, I would love to run, but it requires, money, and that's one thing millennials don't have is money, because we're all poor because we all listen to our baby boomer parents about going to college, and then it tripled in costs and then some. So yeah, oh dear. Oh yeah, and then okay, next, climate change, yay. Yeah, the world's on fire, we noticed, and or it's being flooded. What do people want from us? It's like people have been screaming about this since even like the 20s and 30s, probably around the major industrial revolution. People were like, this is probably not a good idea. Oh, and then of course you have the 70s where everyone was like, yo, everybody peace and tranquility and Earth Day and stuff, and yeah, that didn't go anywhere. How that Hands Across America thing worked out for us. Anyway, I guess I'll go on to more interesting topics that I actually can talk more about. I guess hobby stuff. Well, I think the pandemic certainly gave a lot of people a chance to explore and figure out exactly what they want to do with themselves. For me, unfortunately, it meant I ping-ponged to pretty much a new hobby every couple months. I went back to kind of an old favorite of mine when I was a kid, that was model building, specifically Gundam, Gunpla stuff, if any of y'all are anime people. So I did that for a little while, spent way too much money on model kits and things during the, I think it was the 2021 Gunpla Online Expo or something like that. There was a whole bunch of stuff that I got that I shouldn't have, and I'm regretting now, for the most part, anyway. But yeah, that was my issue. I don't know, I think it ties into my lack of an identity. There's so much stuff that I'm just beaten down on and exhausted on, and it's just like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know who I am. I went from high school, had like a half a semester of, well, I guess it was a summer and a winter in Florida, so it wasn't really a winter, of like community college, and then I went straight into the Air Force, and that destroyed whatever chance of having a personality or perspective of my identity I wanted at that point, because I went 6 years through that hell came back out, was older than everybody. I was now in, freshman in an actual college, and, I'm 6-8 years ahead of everyone else in terms of age, so I can't identify with anybody because they're all a bunch of Gen Z, I guess, technically. It was just like, went from there and tried to do what I wanted to and didn't get anywhere on that. And so I was like, all right, well, now I need to look at a master's, and the master's I wanted was political science, but, that got axed, and then I was like, oh, well, then I'll do humanities. Axed. Okay, then I guess I'll do generic administration. And I managed that, and 17 months after that, I still have no job, so, thanks for all. So where are all those jobs coming from? Clearly not to me. Oh, gracious. And see what I mean about just kind of like, I'm just done, I'm dead inside. But I have my gaming, so I guess I'll talk about that, because that's a little bit more of a thing that I enjoy, and that's just how it is. I like, RPGs, Zelda, Mario. I'm a Nintendo person, really. I've had Nintendo since pretty much the NES. I wasn't born quite early enough to get it, year one, but I had an NES, then a Super NES, then the N64, then GameCube, and I had, Game Boy and Game Boy Advanced. I didn't get a DS until I don't think I got one until after I graduated high school. I think then I picked up a DSi. I didn't get an original model DS. So I didn't get the big heavy clamshell. I got the DSi. I think after that I didn't get a new one until the 3DS came out. And that was during my first deployment. So it gave me plenty of chances to play that, I guess. But I guess right now, currently, my main games right now, since I'm in the lull of kind of main party or first party games, right now I'm playing Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. That's been kind of my new addiction right now. I've gone back to between it and Generations Ultimate, which was like a weird port thing that they did for the Switch from the 3DS. But it's just, even those I'm getting burnout on, and there's title updates and things coming, but it's just exhausting. I can't find a game I want. I got RuneScape Factory 5, hoping that would, tickle that little farming simulator, but still got some action-oriented stuff, and I fell off of that almost immediately. I regret spending the money on it. What else? I don't know. I just wish there was something I could connect with and it actually stick. I think that's my biggest problem right now, is I'm not sticking with anything, and it sucks. And I mean, the newest hobby I found now is hypnosis. And specifically, it was because I ran into a VTuber called Secret Subject, and her audio files, I guess, because most of them are just audio. And it was really interesting, and it got me kind of thinking about stuff. I never thought I could be hypnotized, but that's because I had the, media and movie version of what hypnosis was in my brain. It is not, swinging a pendulum and someone and like snapping fingers. I mean, some of that's true, but it's not like you're not just completely brain dead while you're under hypnosis. It's much more, as she describes it, is kind of like the trance is more like how you kind of daydream, or kind of like that, I guess, hyper focused kind of thing. Like if you ever had that feeling, like she mentions, going home from work and you go from work to home and just blink and not realize that you did it, like it just kind of happens. That's trance. Or if you're playing a video game and you just kind of are in the zone, that's trance. And so the real only difference between that meditation and straight up hypnotism is that you're being hypnotized, you're being put in trance by someone else. It's not your own actions that are causing you to go into trance. Obviously you make the choice to go, to focus and everything else, and then you let whatever induction is what they call it, whatever technique they're using to get you to go into deeper and deeper trances. That's what they do that, and that's what the difference between certainly just sitting and staring at a point on the wall. You can kind of focus and try to tunnel vision out of other things, but that's you doing it, and it's not the same thing as hypnosis where someone else is doing it to you. And then you get into the fun stuff where it's they set up trigger words and all this other kind of stuff. And Secret Subject's got a whole bunch of educational videos on it. I highly recommend looking at it. She's got plenty of her own RP audio files, of course, but she has a almost 5-hour long PowerPoint video that I'm almost all the way through, and that's been really educational and really cool. And so it's just something I'm kind of trying to get into. I'm on the Discord for her channel and learning more and everything. And of course there's always that feeling of you don't belong, or you're extremely wary of everyone else, that you carry those kind of stigmas with you when you're brand new to a cult, not culture, but a community, I suppose. Especially one that we all have this image of what hypnosis is from games and media and stuff like that, and it doesn't seem like it's that at all. It just seems like, especially in terms of what Secret does, or Miss Subject, what she does is she incorporates it with kink, and so and she mentions that a lot of times trances and stuff can make you more comfortable to try different things and to have more fun in certain kinks and stuff that you wouldn't normally. You'd be either too self-conscious about, or too scared to try in the first place. But obviously you're not forced into doing these things. That consent is super huge and important. I mean, it's pretty almost impossible to hypnotize someone without consent. Yeah, sure, it can be done, but it's that you're ranging closer to brain manipulation and conditioning rather than what hypnosis is, which is more of a trance and communication kind of thing, which at least from my impression so far. So yeah, it's interesting stuff. I've been trying to listen to them to calm down at night, and all those anxieties and stressors and life going on that I don't want to deal with, but we all have to deal with that, I guess, to keep going. But yeah, that's, I guess, all I can really think of to talk about for today. This will be a short one, and I'll figure out something beyond this. If anything, I just wanted to do this to get kind of my old editing skills unrusted and stuff, because I like editing. I like video and audio editing. I like voice acting and stuff like that. So this is just something I figure I can knock out and then fiddle with and see if anything catches traction. But thank you for joining me whenever you're joining me, because this is the first one, so obviously no one's joining me right now. But eventually, maybe. Who knows? But yeah, I guess I will let you go, and I'll see y'all on the next Do You Wish to Continue. It's both a title I've thought of between, thoughts of depression, and also it's a gaming reference. So there you go. Have a good one.